welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jasmine and I welcome you. If you're from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, if you already follow my YouTube, hi. And if you've just now found this video, welcome. You are welcome here. So I wanted to make this video this morning because my soul has really been nudging me since early this morning. I would say I woke up and just like had all these downloads and started like writing out notes, and I just wanted to just share this experience. It was something like a transmission that came through from Jasmine at my altar yesterday, and I'll also check in to see if my soul would like for me to share like the audio transmission. It's like a 10-minute audio transmission of her, like of the Davidic and the Davidic spirits of the plant, just coming through me and me receiving sensations and images. And yeah, so I am now being guided to start. Yeah, my intention for this video is to just share it, to follow the soul nudges, and I hope that this video inspires or just helps someone along their journey. So whenever you find this video, it's perfect timing. Let me get my tea. I made jasmine green tea. And also the smell of jasmine is within this tea. So let me just take some sips. Hi, birdie. So let me just ground and center. Calling in the spirit, Davidic spirits of Jasmine. And so first, where I think I want to start with this video is to just explain that all living things have spirit within them. And as we begin to cultivate a relationship with the flowers and the birds, or the minerals and the crystals, and seeing a butterfly, like butterflies, as we begin to tap in to our relationship and to realize that these beings that are in these different forms are aspects of us that hold medicine to remind us of who we are, and to remind us and to help us return back to center, return, to walk us back home. And they are aspects of us that we're never apart, and that although it may seem that we're separate, that we're not. And so yeah, just want you all to feel into that, and to just know how much is available. How much is available that is here to support you, even in things that you feel, oh, it's just that, or really, could that be true? Could that be? Just feel into it, feel into your heart, and maybe think back to even experiences that you've had with being out in nature, and maybe feeling connected to a certain tree or to a certain flower. If you ever feel called to a certain animal, right? To just know that they aren't separate. The sun is here. Thank you, sun, for being here. So, yeah. So Jasmine has been showing up for me in very, very obvious ways. Oftentimes a flower will show itself to me, and yeah, I may not find myself immediately tapping into what maybe information or in what ways that me, right, that aspect of me is trying to support me or what it's bringing to my attention or how it wants to work with me. And with Jasmine, she began popping up on social media. I saw her on different murals around the city and also just on social media. And also I'm growing. My mom and we have Jasmine, and I got her when she was a very little thing, and now she's like in this bigger pot. And yeah, there was so many blossoms and blossoms of Jasmine this past season, and now she is blooming again in the middle of winter, but we have her indoors, and she was blooming. And I started seeing, as I was caring for her, leaves and stems starting to pop up, right? Like new leaves. Of course, as you know, fall and winter came, there were leaves that began to die, but also there was new growth, there was new leaves. And I just got really curious. I'm like, okay, Jasmine, I see you. And like I would talk to her every day, or just say hi as I would like go into the bathroom, like where we have her, because the shower and the bathroom is used every day. There's water, and there's like a mist, right? And it gets really steamy in there, and so that also, she also really enjoys that. And yeah, yesterday I just was like, okay, you are trying to communicate with me because you're showing up in so many different ways, right? And so I just got curious, and I asked, like, in what ways are you wanting to work with me? In what ways are you here to support? And in what ways can we begin to collaborate? And I remember also feeling that there was things that was coming up, things that I felt within me of, yeah, just kind of kind of uncomfortable feelings that were coming up for me. And I, at the time, didn't realize that I was suppressing it, or I was just like not trying to see it, like just trying to like, oh, like just kind of go over there, just go over there. And so as I began to get into my, center myself, I sat at my altar, and I had jasmine flower essence. So I placed some drops into water, and I began to drink the water. And as I began to drink the water, I closed my eyes, and yeah, I called on the Davic spirits. I called on Jasmine, and I invited her and gave her permission to be in this space and to show me in what ways could we work together. And immediately I was shown that it was like the spirit was touching my face, right? Touching my face, and I began to open up. I immediately felt something in my heart, like I felt an opening. And I just remember, like, I was seeing spirit like touching the jasmine, just touching my face. There's a dog there. Touching my face. And then I experienced a hand on my heart. And then, I immediately just began to unfold. I began to immediately feel my heart open, and I just asked, what else do you want to show me, Jasmine? I'm open to receiving this guidance. I'm open to receiving these messages. And so then I saw a baby. I saw a mother cradling her baby in her arms. And in that moment, I started to confess what was coming up in my heart. And I was having uncomfortable feelings of how I should be showing up in places, or how I look on social media, and looking at like how I'm showing up, right? How I'm showing up in these places, and what limits am I placing on myself, and what insecurities are coming up. And so I knew that I felt something, but Jasmine was showing me that it's okay. It's okay, and that there's no more hiding, right? That there is no need to hide. And so that is what was coming up, is that there's no need to hide. And as I was unveiling these things, the unconscious was coming up. The unconscious was coming up, and I began to place it on my altar. I began to call in Jesus, call in Yeshua, to begin to really just give these things over, to begin to speak what was coming up, the truth that needed to come up, so that I was being honest and in integrity with myself, and how I'm showing up in spaces, and how I'm showing up for just my relationship with myself. And so as I just tuning back in now to that moment, to just receiving more messages now, as I was showing up, Jasmine was supporting me, and I was invoking compassion for myself. I was asking for guidance, and the messages that was coming up is, there's that Jasmine is here to help us bring the unconscious to surface, and to hone in and open our hearts to more love, to more nourishment, and to remind us that we have support in these ways, and that we're not alone, and that we can never be alone. And what else is coming through? And I can still kind of tap into the emotions of how I was feeling, and my heart is even feeling open now. And so it's just like, it's important for me in my experience to be completely honest on my path, to be completely honest with what is coming up, because these things are wanting, as if I continue to suppress them, if I continue to hide from myself and these parts of myself that are coming up, and only showing the world the beautiful moments, right? That is betraying myself. That is not showing up for like, self-love encompasses it all. Encompasses the difficult moments, the challenging moments, the moments when we aren't feeling our best. And those are the moments where I'll speak for me, are here to, like, we need to cater to ourselves even more and nourish ourselves even more in those moments, because we aren't in our center, because I'm withholding things from myself. I'm not giving myself the love that I need, the nourishment that I need, the compassion that I need, the mercy, the humility, right? The kindness, self-kindness, right? Self-compassion, self-love that I need in those moments. And so Jasmine is here to support us, and I felt my heart just open up, and the tears started to stream down. And I sat with her some more and asked, what else do you want to show me? And then I was reminded that oftentimes I smell Jasmine and she's nowhere around. But her smell is oftentimes very, very overwhelming for me. And so I asked what that was about, and trying to find the word that she showed me. She's a disruptor. A disruptor for me when I have patterns of limiting beliefs and of untruths that are showing up, to disrupt the emotional body and the mental rehearsal, the mental cycle, right? That mental talk, that places that I place myself in doubt, you know, that you should be better, or why aren't you doing this, those types of words towards myself. She's a disruptor, and so she comes through for me in scent. And so it's almost like it dislodges those thoughts. It dislodges that thought stream. And so when I smell her, it invokes emotions. It invokes sensations in my body. It invokes me coming to truth with the aspect of myself that is asking for care, that is asking for guidance, that is asking for I'm seeing like to meet that aspect of myself, to meet that, whether it's a younger version of myself or a version that I haven't called back. And yeah, what else is coming through at this moment? And also I asked her too how I can work with her, and the image that I saw while I was sitting at my altar with my eyes closed is that she is wanting to work with me in a spray. She wants to work with me in a spray, and like I was mentioning earlier, that she is budding and there's going to be blooms really soon, and so she wants me to create a spray and also to place the petals, the flower petals, on my hands, because oftentimes when I'm doing energy healing or I'm doing Reiki on myself, I use my hand and imagine golden light. And so Jasmine is saying maybe before I do that I work with her by placing her on my hands. And also what's coming through is that the sweetness. And she's asking me that when tears are coming up or when there's emotions, to wipe the tears with her petals. To physically wipe the tears with petals. Wipe my tears with petals. And she also wants me to work with her in a cold infusion. And yeah, I also asked her yesterday to continue to, I asked that she continue to send guidance, and that I am open to receiving guidance, I'm open to receiving support, and that I want to collaborate with her and I want to work with her from a place of like if you're starting a new friendship with someone, right? And me not assuming that because she's working with others in ways that may look like this or may look like that I want a relationship with her that is authentic to how my soul communicates to me, and how she wants to show up for me, and it not being that the information that others are receiving that deters what's true for me, or that I kind of throw out my own intuition or my own sovereignty, and being like, oh, this person is doing it in that way, but that must be the way that I'm doing it, or that must be the way that I can also work with her. And so, yeah, it's another reason why I'm making this video, to also share that even just the way that I'm giving this personal experience with Jasmine right now, you all may work with her, work with flowers, or work with animals, or work with plants and herbs. And I'm even seeing like gemstones and colors very differently. So even the way that someone might be showing it to you, if it lights you up and you're like, yeah, I agree, and that feels true for me, definitely like take that sacred action. But it's important that we are giving our own selves permission to have relationships with these aspects of ourselves that are authentic to who we are, and authentic to how our soul, how our spirit, how our vaster selves is showing us to work with these beings. And yeah, what else, Jasmine? What else? Is there anything else that you would like for me to share? Yeah, and also, yeah, I'm getting examples of like the way, also other ways you can work with herbs and flowers. So yeah, sometimes there may be kind of a disconnect with how we can work with plant allies or plant kin, but you can really start with calling in, right? Calling in and trusting that you are working with the spirit, the essence of these beings. And also, if you are working with them through culinary purposes, or if you are drinking tea, you know, you can ask, like, as you're taking these in, or flower essence, as you're taking these in, you're seeing where it goes, and you're documenting and writing the message and the transmission that it is sharing with you, and writing it down and connecting with it. But you can also work with herbs and flowers through skincare. You can also work with them in a foot soap. You can soap yeah, in a foot soap, in a soap, also in a foot soak, right? Like you're putting in, I'm imagining like rose petals, or like what else, yeah, Marigold is always around, so yeah, she wants to be here in this example. But also, who else? Like, there's so many, right? There's so many, like morning glory. Like, there's so many that you can work with on your like in your foot soaps. Foot soaps just keep wanting to come through. So foot soaps, for if that's irrelevant for anyone, and foot soaps. And also, you know, working with them if you make a cream or a lotion. And yeah, our hands, there is light that comes through our hands, and we place our hands on the ground, we're connecting with the earth. And also when we place our feet on the ground for grounding, that's also ways to connect with these beings and with these spirits and aspects of ourselves. Again, I really want to say that they aren't separate. They are aspects of us. So what other ways are coming through? Cold infusions, right? I'm continually getting the coming back to flower essences and to tinctures, and to making honey, and oxymels and salts with herbs and flowers and sprays, and so many things that you all can tap into that feels true for you, and that feels like it lights you up in the ways that you want to create. And yeah, so is there anything else, Jasmine, that you would like to share? Yeah, and just know that the flowers, the gemstones, the birds, the trees, the vegetables, and the roots of these plants, the elements, that they're all supporting us, and that you can call on them, and that they may be personified for you all in different ways, and they may show up in different ways, but they are there, and they are within you, and you can tap into these parts of yourself. And that they're communicating with you. I know for me, what other flowers that have been coming up is dandelions and passion flowers, and yeah, nettles. Yeah, there's yeah, they're here to support us. And that even when, when you don't have, you feel like you may not have strength, right? That there are flowers for every thing that you're experiencing here, right? If it's anxiety, or if it's lack of clarity, or if it's for standing in your truth, or if you're wanting to be more confident to show up in spaces, more confident and clear and sovereign in who you are. There are plant allies for that. There's herbs for that. There's herbs that help you connect back to your body and to help nourish the body, help nourish these states. So yeah, I just wanted to share this with you all, and know that they will show up in different ways. For me also, like, I receive dreams, and sometimes, smells, and I see, I'm able to sometimes like have images in my mind when I'm at my altar, or sometimes a song comes out that are for the plants. And I work with them in so many different ways. And yeah, just know that you are supported, and that you are resourced, and that you don't have to go outside of you to look for what you're looking for. To know that even my channel, it's just something that you can tap into, right? It's not that I gatekeep, this information, or even when I'm reading A Course of Love, it's just like, if it feels aligned, if it feels relevant for you, if it feels good, but my truth isn't, the end all be all. So I just wanted to put that out there, and to know, and to say that you have what you need, and you're supported all around you. And I am grateful that Jasmine came through for me, and that she came through in this message. And I look forward to working with other flowers and plants, and also with the birds. I've really been connecting more with the birds, and they have so much to teach as well. And the soil, there's just so much that is like, yeah, my heart just feels full with just how much support that is available for us. And you don't even have to do anything, right? Like, sometimes too, I'm also getting the image that even if you don't want to work with the herbs and the plants and the flowers and physically doing something, right? You could just look at an image, right? You might see an image on Google, or you might see an image of someone, your favorite herbalist, or someone that you like, and that you feel inspired by working with these plants. And you can just kind of take in the essence from there. You can open yourself up to receiving the message, to receiving the essence, just through an image. And that's just how powerful we are. That's just how connected we are. And I think I might share the audio from the transmission that I received. Yeah, this is so beautiful to be held by Jasmine, and to know that that she's there, and that through our unfolding and through our silence, we hear everything. Through our shedding and taking care of ourselves, and nourishing ourselves, and nourishing our nervous system, and nourishing our inner children, our inner child, right? There's so much beauty. There's so much beauty, and there's so much waiting for us. And we have permission. We no longer have to, or ever needed to, look outside of ourselves for permission, or to receive permission slips from others. That our permission comes from within us. Standing in our sovereignty, and standing in our truth, in our clarity, and knowing that we are powerful. And even when we doubt ourselves or have things that feel unsettled and unsettling, and it feels maybe even like triggers, or spiritual kind of wake up moments, that there's beauty in that. Seeing the water, the water there, and the water spirits glistening in the light and the sun, and that water is here to help us wash away things that are ready to go, and to nourish, revitalize, replenish. So yeah, Jasmine wants you to know that you're loved. And you can tap into her. She's available. You can call on her. It's not that she's selective in who she works with. She's here for all of us. She's aspects of us. So tap into her. Her message might be different for you than how it's showing up for me. But she's here equally for all of us. So yeah, that's all that I wanted to share. And also there are on Spotify, and I'm probably on Apple too, Bach, flower, binaural, I think I'm pronouncing that right. I might not be, but you guys get it. Sound frequencies, and I also link that in the comments below, so you can tap into Serato, you can tap into Rose, you can tap into to Pine, you can tap into White Oak, you can tap into flowers, the trees, and there's frequencies for them, and you can use them for if you do the emotional freedom technique, or you're tapping, or if you're using essential oils to work with different pressure points, acupuncture points. If you're doing it, you can listen to it while you're doing Qigong or Tai Chi, or any movement practices that is like revitalizing, reinvigorating your life force energy. You just sit with it. You don't have to do anything. Just take it in. So thank you all for listening. I can't see what time this video went, but thank you all for taking time out of your day to listen, and I hope you have a beautiful day. I don't know if you all were able to see, but there's also it's kind of reminded me of Jasmine, these petals here. But yeah, so you are loved, and you are here for a reason, and know that you are supported by beings and aspects of yourselves that are beyond form, and to open up to even friends, family, humans, right? Sentient beings. They're also here, and reflections of us, and have medicine for us, just as the flowers do. And sometimes when we forget ourselves, or fall into illusions, or doubt, or lack, or overwhelm, or whatever it might be, that spirit, source, creator, whatever you call it, are infused in the earth, within the earth, within the living things in the earth, and that the flowers know exactly who they are, and that they are teachers to remind us, to walk us back home. So I love you, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Yeah, take care. Bye.